Hello, everybody. Welcome to Mayhem. The one after. No, Nick, it's the beginning. No, it's the fourth time we're doing this. It's Brittany versus. I did the same joke last time. Remember, you laughed. You said I was stupid, so I thought I'd do it. It's Brittany versus Joe. It's the fourth time they're playing in a title match. Weirdly enough, though, Nick, not weirdly enough, it's just a fact. This is the first time it's Brittany versus Joe and not Joe versus Brittany. Brittany's the one wearing the belt this time, going up against Joe. Joe cashing in his automatic title shot from being the champion for like a very, very, very long time last year. And getting to use that benefit of cashing in the title shot, going up against Brittany. Brittany does have one defense under that belt against Rue. We saw that a couple months ago. But we're up for round 4. Nick, welcome. Thank you for writing this one ahead of time and thoughts on the match.
I'm excited, Tim. Obviously, anytime these two have proven that anytime they play each other, we're in for a damn good match. Joe's up right now. Even though Brittany's got the title, Joe's still up 2-1 as far as records go, but every single match they've played has gone down to the wire. Every single match has been insane. Brittany's been insane. She missed 2 questions against Amaru, showed how strong she is. What's Joe done in his time since we saw him in his first unexpected title defense? Brittany definitely caught him off guard, having him defend earlier than he thought. So I think anything could really happen today, Tim. This will prove if this really is the era of Brittany or if we were just taking a short break from Joe's dynasty. So I think we'll find out by the end. I thought of that walking back. I was like, I'm going to call it
the Joe dynasty. Interesting. Yes. Let's get into the match. We will start by talking to the players in the promos.
Now, Joe, there's a lot of negative things that people might say to try and bring you down, to try and make you look like less deserving of a champion. Like the fact that you're British. I'm not going to disagree with that one. But Brittany's even worse than that. She's Canadian. And we all know that Canadians are terrible. But in all seriousness, you have proven yourself as one of the greats. You had, 5 defenses of this belt? Something like that? Brittany's got 1.
Yeah. Do you know what? If you told me at the start of the year that losing the belts to Brittany would be the least of the bad things that were going to happen to me this year, I don't know what I'd have done. But look, 2023 has been... It's a steaming pile of dog shit. This year sucked and I've lost a lot this year. But the one thing I can get back is this title. So I'm going to put everything into it because, I need something. And I'm going to get it back. And I'm hungry. I'm determined. Nervous, as always. But Brittany is a deserving champion. There's no doubt about that. But I want this title back. I'm getting it back. Absolutely. Even if it's not today, I will get it back.
Let's get it back.
Hey, so we're defending the title today. That's really cool. And that promo that Joe shot at the end of that match that you played against Rue was really cool. But I picked some weaknesses up. One, he was watching Wrath of Khan. Wrath of Khan is not why he lost the title. He should have been watching some of those YA films and remembering parents' names. 2, he was vaping and not even looking at the screen watching the movies. And 3, terrible, leaving all of his movies laid across the floor that could get broken. So, again, we'll play our game. Joe will play his. Hopefully we come out on top. Let's play.
Bucky is so pumped. He's making a cameo appearance in the back for the match. He's very excited. He was telling me just before the match, Tim, the Brittany Joe feud continues. Are you pumped? And I said, don't call me Tim. That is father to you. How dare you? Nick, any thoughts on the promos?
Bucky's a dog.
Oh, shit. Nick, how's round number 1 work?
Round number 1 is going to work like this. There's going to be 10 questions in the realm of fandom fights. Each player is going to have 15 seconds to write down their answer. At the end of 15 seconds, we'll say pens down, at which point the players will reveal their answer and say it aloud. Each correct answer is worth 1 point apiece, and should any individual player get all 10 questions correct in round number 1, they would receive a bonus question. Each player will have 4 repeats, 1 challenge for the entirety of this title match. Players, any questions as we get into round number 1?
No.
Yeah.
All right, then. Your first question comes in the category of Marvel. In Kingsman, The Golden Circle, after Poppy's death, Agent Whiskey surprises Eggsy and Harry by holding them up with what 2 kinds of weapons?
I love whiskey.
Me too. Big fan.
Both the drink and the person that plays this character.
Nice. Great.
How dare you drop that news on me? 5, 4. I'll tell you in a second. 3,
Okay.
2, 1. Pens down. Let's go to Joe.
So that's on a knife.
And Brittany.
Well, I said whip and lasso.
I don't think we can take either guns and a whip is the answer that we have.
Put knife last second.
So,
Yeah.
your next question is going to come in the category of American Spies. What actor appears in The Sum of All Fears and Jack Ryan's Shadow Recruit as 2 different characters? Apparently, it's Pedro's birthday today, according to Meg. I'm weirded that she knows it just off the bat.
Great quickly, too. It's like,
Our good friend Pedro, a good friend of the show, Pedro. 5,
hello.
3, 2. He's totally watching this. 1. Pens down. Let's go to Brittany
Colmfjord.
and Joe.
Confuel.
That is correct. So we're all tied up, both on the board. What's next?
Your next question comes in the category of Planet of the Apes. In Planet of the Apes, 1968, what 3-word phrase does George Taylor write in the sand while in the human pen, which Nova erases?
We erase things often.
Not anymore.
What's up with the pen?
It's a human pen
Why?
from the question.
Oh,
That human.
yeah.
Because I was really sick for a while, and I started thinking it was maybe the fumes from all the.
Pens down from the marker. Joe
I can write.
and Brittany.
Oh, no, I put my name as.
I can write is correct. So Joe takes a 1-point lead. It's 2-1. Your next question is in the category of Star Trek. Which Star Trek film features the character Manus? It's the first one of the match. Second question I asked. First one that I flubbed.
The character.
The character Olma.
What was I?
Woe is me. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down, Brittany.
Star Trek Beyond.
And Joe?
Star Trek Beyond.
That is correct. All right, what's next?
Your next question will come in the category of Disney animation. Your question is, what is the name of Captain Amelia's ship in Treasure Planet?
Your thoughts on treasure?
What is
Or
treasure?
booty, would you like, if you would prefer me to put it that way?
I would prefer you put it that way. Thank you.
That's fair. So your thoughts on booty?
Great.
5, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. Let's go to Joe.
The SS Venture.
And Brittany.
The RLS Legacy, I put that in brackets because I wasn't sure.
RLS Legacy is
Okay.
correct. So Brittany ties it up, making it 3-3. Your next question is in the category of scores and soundtracks. Your question is, who composed the score for Bumblebee? I just did the thing I hate doing when I'm editing. And it's when like I get ready for us to be like, your next category is scores and soundtracks. And then I pop in the question, and I just did the where I would pop in the question, but then all of a sudden the host goes, your question is. And then I have to like fix it.
So you don't like when I say your question is?
I like it.
But it makes it difficult.
Yes, yeah.
Got it.
So you're gonna do that the rest of the match. Okay, got it. Let's go to Brittany
Dario Marianelli.
and Joe.
Dario Marianelli.
That is correct. So the score is 4-4. Nick, please make my life hell.
Your next question comes in the category of DC. And your question is, in the Lego Batman movie, Batman is put in jail for doing what specifically to the Joker?
Oh man, specifics. Am I right?
Yeah.
What did you specifically have for lunch?
I feel like we kind of skipped lunch. We
What was
had
the
like a
last
late brunch,
one?
some pancakes.
I had a breakfast burger. It was
Oh,
very good.
wow. Actually, kind of went all out. I made pancakes, bacon, sausage, eggs, and home fries.
2. Nice. 1. Pens down. I come over next breakfast. Let's go to Joe.
Sending him to the Phantom Zone.
And Brittany.
Sending him to the Phantom Zone.
That is correct. 5-all. Your next question is in the category of Pixar. What is the full name of the professional jazz musician who hires Joe to play with her in Soul? I'm dying, man.
I see that. Are you okay?
No. Maggie was making fun of me because she was like, "Oh, I went on with my life, and you're crawling around this place." Like,
What if you found out that you were allergic to Bucky?
Ooh, it would be really sad. 5, 4, 3. I love him. 2, 1. Pens down. Let's go to Brittany
Dorothea Williams.
and Joe.
Dorothea Williams.
That is correct. So we stay tied, keeping pace. What's next?
Your penultimate question will come in the category of fandom quotes. Your question is, which Wizarding World film ends with the quote, "Something worth fighting for"?
One could say that the fandom singles belt is something worth fighting for because we're literally having them fight in fandom fights.
That's correct, Tim.
What if one video just opened up and it was just Mike and Nazario in a fist fight? 5, 4. Fandom fights. 3,
I'd enjoy that.
1. Pens down, but it's just like us in a match in the background. Let's go to Joe
Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix.
and Brittany.
The Order of the Phoenix.
That is correct. All right, so it is 7-7 going into the final question, which is in the category of horror icons. What is the name of the security guard who writes erotic novels in his free time in Halloween H2O 20 years later?
Just first name?
First name is all we need. Yesterday, I went back. I was feeling nostalgic because I was sick and stuff. And I watched Knights of Ren versus Some Like It Hoth.
Oh,
And at one point, Coho was hosting, and he said, "The score is this." And the macaw went, "That's not what I have." And I was like, I'll show my daughter this in a few years. It's going to be great. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. Let's go to Brittany
Said Ronnie.
and Joe.
Frank.
Ronnie is correct. So Brittany takes the 1-point lead coming out of round number 1, but a very close game. 8-7. Nick, what do you have?
That's what I have, Tim.
All 4 repeats and challenges intact for both players. Nick, let's get into round number 2. How is that going to work?
Round number 2 is going to work like this. It is the wheel round. We have a wheel with 10 fandom categories on it. No spinners or opponent's choice per request of the champion. Each player will get a spin at the wheel. If they like what they spin the first time, they can keep it. If not, they can choose to spin again, but they will be forced to keep what they spin the second time. You'll get 5 questions in the chosen category, each worth 2 points apiece, and be on the lookout as stealing is available in round number 2. Unless you like to check down multiple choice, in which case it'll only be worth 1. And be on the lookout as stealing is available in round number 2. Your categories on the wheel today are going to be read to you by Tim. I was like, I didn't say something.
The categories are James Bond, YA, Star Trek, Pixar, Marvel, DC, DreamWorks Animation, Star Wars, Law and Order, and scores and soundtracks. So, Brittany, you're in the lead. Would you like to spin first or defer to Joe?
I was like, maybe he's not going to mention point value here. Joe wants to spin first. Do we want to let him spin first?
I kind of want to go first. What do you think?
Hey, I trust that. I'm fine with that. I mean, there's
All right.
we can spin again if we don't like what we get. But
Yeah, let's go first.
we'll take first.
All right. This is your first spin, Brittany. It lands on Pixar.
It's not bad.
Yeah.
Kind of want to spin again.
Okay. Then we're going to spin again.
Okay. This is what you are stuck with. And it lands on scores and soundtracks.
Okay.
All right. Work through it.
All right, Nick, will you please give Brittany her questions in the category of scores and soundtracks?
Gladly. Brittany, are you prepared for your questions in the category of scores and soundtracks?
Yes.
All right, your first question. Which MCU film features the song Supersonic Rocket Ship?
Avengers Endgame.
That is correct for 2 points. Your second question. What punk rock band recorded the song The Future Has Arrived for Meet the Robinsons?
I will go down to multiple for that, please.
All right, your multiple choice options are: is it A, All Time Low, B, Panic at the Disco, C, The All American Rejects, or D, Fall Out Boy?
Five, four.
Repeat the options, please.
Your options again are A, All Time Low, B, Panic at the Disco, C, The All American Rejects, or D, Fall Out Boy.
Go with C.
That is correct for 1 point.
Great multiple choice options, Nick. Fantastic.
Your third question. Brad Fiedel has composing credits on how many Terminator films?
2.
That is correct for 2 points. Your penultimate question in Scores and Soundtracks. Who composed the score for The Hunt for Red October?
Basil Poldoris. I apologize if the last name's not perfect.
That is correct for 2 points.
Okay.
Phonetically, I'm good with that.
Oh, yeah.
That's how I'd have pronounced it.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
So,
All right, Brittany, your final question in Scores and Soundtracks. What is the name of the song sung by Enya for the Fellowship of the Ring?
May it be.
And that is correct for 2 more points in the sweep of Scores and Soundtracks.
Damn. So Brittany gets her total up to 17. We're going to bring in Mr. Holtzman and the wheel for Joe's spin. Joe, your first spin lands on Marvel.
How you feeling?
there's worse out there. There really
There's
is.
there's definitely worse. I want to say, as much as you missed the Marvel question in round one, that question now cannot be asked.
Yeah, and annoyingly,
Yeah.
I literally had lasso and gut. I think it's a knife. So
Because she left the door open. If you go 10, then you're tied. Do you think you could do 10
Yeah.
with Marvel, or do you want to go for something else?
yeah, I think if I'd have spun first, I'd have spun away from Pixar and probably would have done worse. So I think, yeah, we can stick with Marvel.
All right, let's stick with Marvel.
All right. Then, Joe, I will be giving you your questions in the category of Marvel. Are you ready?
Sure.
All right, your first question in Marvel. A young girl is referred to as the treasure in which Marvel film?
Elektra.
That is correct for 2 points. Also a weird fucking thing to say, but your next question, Joe. Who plays FBI agent Simon Stroud, who is searching for Morbius in Morbius?
Tyrese Gibson.
That is correct for 2 points.
Guess that's not coming up in filmography then.
Your next question. How do the prison guards attempt to kill Cletus Cassidy to carry out his death sentence when Carnage first manifests in Venom? Let There Be Carnage.
Lethal injection.
That is correct for 2 points. I apologize. I'm Bucky trying to yell the answer to you. It's really inappropriate. Your next question, Joe. What is the first country that the Silver Surfer goes through in his descent onto Earth in Fantastic Four, Rise of the Silver Surfer?
Japan.
That is correct for 2 more points. And your final question in the category of Marvel. What year does Logan travel back to in X-Men Days of Future Past?
1973.
That is correct for 2 more points, and we clean sweep. So, Nick, we are all tied up at 17.
Indeed, we are, Tim.
How's round number 3 going to work?
Round number 3 is going to work like this. It is the filmography round. Each player will be asked 3 questions valued at 1 point, 2 point, and 3 points. The question will give 2 clues pointing to a particular fandom actor or actress. Should the players get the correct fandom actor or actress, they will receive the concurrent point value. Any questions as we get in round 3?
All right, Brittany, you are the champion, so you can decide. Do you want set 1 or set 2?
2, please.
Set 2? Okay, so Nick, would you go ahead and give Joe his questions in set 1?
Gladly. Joe, are you prepared for your questions in set 1?
Sure.
All right, your 1-point question. Who plays a Star Wars royal ruler and a DC revolutionist?
Natalie Portman.
That is correct for 1 point. Your 2-point question. Who plays a sci-fi icon's war hero and a Planet of the Apes human ally?
Jason Clarke.
That is correct for 2 points. And Joe, your 3-point question. Who plays an American Spy's Irishman and a Wizarding World wizard?
Richard Harris.
That is correct for 3 big points and a clean sweep of the filmography round for Joe.
All right, Brittany, I will be giving you your questions in the filmography round. Are you ready?
Yep.
Your 1-pointer. Who plays an MCU dead brother and a Marvel teenage hero? Five, 4.
Repeat the question.
All right, your first repeat. Who plays an MCU dead brother and a Marvel teenage hero?
Okay. Aaron Taylor Johnson.
That's correct for 1 point. Your 2-point question. Who voices a Disney animated wife and plays a Law and Order sister?
Gabrielle Union.
That is correct for 2 points. And your 3-pointer. Who plays a YA vampire and a victim of Freddy Krueger?
Kellen Lutz.
That is correct for 3 big points. Nick, we are still tied up 23-23. So we're going to move into round number 4. Nick, how is that going to work?
Round number 4 is going to be the deep cut round. We have another wheel with 8 slices on it, with 8 different fandom movies representing 8 different fandom categories, each chosen in one way or another by the players playing in today's match. Each question will be worth 2 points apiece. We will ask 5 in total, and each question has been written at a deep cut value. Any questions as we get into round number 4?
Nope.
Great. What's on the wheel, Tim?
The movies on the wheel are The Lion King, The Matrix, Star Wars The Force Awakens, Spider-Man 2, Mission Impossible 3, Freddy vs. Jason, Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings, and Spectre. So this is the first spin for the deep cut round. And it's going to come from Spectre. So your question in the film Spectre. What specifically does the pilot of the helicopter pull from a compartment to try and use as a weapon against Bond during the fight above Mexico City? Did I even need to finish reading the question?
You didn't, Tim. But you did, and thank you.
Thank you for writing it, Nick.
Of course.
5.
My pleasure.
4.
Slow work week.
2. 1. Pens down. Let's go to Brittany.
Flare gun.
And Joe.
Flare gun.
Both are correct for 2 points. So we will bring back up the wheel and get the next spin for the next question. It's going to come from Mission Impossible 3. Nick, would you go ahead and read the Mission Impossible 3 question?
Gladly. Your question for Mission Impossible 3. What was the name of the professor that told Benji about the anti-god?
I think Bucky might be the anti-god.
I believe it.
You didn't like that one? Speaking of God, right before this, I watched Bruce Almighty. Great film.
Fantastic.
Great film. It's good. 5.
Evidently not as good, but a little underrated.
2. 1. Pens down. Let's go to Joe.
Mr. Wickham.
And Brittany.
I said Dr. Wickham.
We can take both?
He says Dr. Wickham, but I think both are fine. Yes.
Okay, sounds good. So both get the 2 points. All right, so we'll bring back in the wheel for the next spin. Your next question is going to come from The Matrix. All right, guys, your question in the movie The Matrix. How long had Neo been learning combat training when Morpheus asks him to show him?
Tim, you said how long, and they were right. So I think.
Yeah, that's fair. How long had Neo been learning?
I did think you were going another way with it first, to be honest.
How long?
It's correct. It was a weird sentence, but it makes sense. It adds up.
I disagree. I think it's a totally normal sentence.
Oh, okay, good. Fine. Go say it to someone on the street. Go say it to your girlfriend. One. Pens down. Let's see what she says. Let's go to Brittany.
10 hours.
And Joe.
10 hours straight. He's a machine.
10 hours is correct. Nick, we're still tied up. Here's the next spin. Line.
All right. Yeah, no, I got it. All right, cool. Your question in The Lion King. What color bug does Timon call the little cream-filled kind?
These are Cody's favorite types of questions.
Oh, I know. I'm aware.
From his 4th favorite film.
I just want to point out, I needed to check the stats, but I think whenever these two play, we most of the time get all different movies.
5.
And we're 4 or 5 right now.
3, 2, 1. Pens down. Let's go to Joe.
Blue.
And Brittany.
Blue.
Blue is correct. So the look of disdain on Brittany's face. So we're still tied up as we get into the final spin of the deep cut round.
Did we do it?
Spider-Man 2, baby.
We did it.
That's crazy.
All right, guys, your question in the film Spider-Man 2. What was the name of the caterer at MJ's wedding? Great question.
Thank you.
Oh, great movie, frankly.
It's okay.
What?
I kind of despise the character mentioned.
Oh, yeah. Hands down. Yeah, she's crazy. Let's go to Brittany.
Said Deborah.
And Joe.
Deborah.
Deborah is correct. So I am sweating. We are all tied up for the last 17 hours, and it's what is this? 33-33, Nick?
Yeah, that's what I got, Tim.
All right, we're gonna get into round number 5. It's the betting round. Nick, how's it gonna work?
It's the betting round. It's the normal round number 3. We're going to have 5 more questions in the realm of fandom fights. Once the players hear the category, they can bet anywhere between 0 and 2 points on the question. If they get the question correct, they will gain those points. If they get the question incorrect, they will lose those points. We will play until someone is mathematically eliminated or we have reached the end of the match. Players, any questions as we get into round number 5?
All right.
First one ought to be interesting, Tim.
Your first question is in the category of... It's everyone's favorite. It's fandom quotes. Let's get back, starting with Brittany.
2.
And Joe.
0.
All right. Your question in the category of fandom quotes. Which Planet of the Apes actor said the quote, "It was a virus created by scientists in a lab. You can't honestly blame the apes"? I have the sniffles still.
I don't.
I thought I'd be better by the end of this match, but I don't. I'm not.
But you don't?
I'm so fucked up. It's all this water, not enough Miller Lite. 5, 4, 3.
Repeat, please.
All right, that is your second repeat. Which Planet of the Apes actor said the quote, "It was a virus created by scientists in a lab. you can't honestly blame the apes? That's a shirt you wear a lot.
Big fan of it. Won it when I first, or I wore it when I first won the title there. It says Ace Front True Believers. It's a good
nice.
post there.
Nice.
Yeah. Me and Anna were talking, and we think that her grandma might have dated Stanley.
Interesting. 5, 4.
Probably not. They were pretty loose similarities.
Hands down. We're gonna start with Joe, who bet 0,
Jason Clark.
and Brittany.
Jason Clark.
Both are incorrect. The answer was Harry Russell.
No.
I was between those two as well.
So Brittany will lose 2 points and go down to 31. Joe takes the lead, staying at 33. Is that what you have, Nick?
That's what I have, Tim.
What's the next category?
Next category you can bet points on is Star Trek.
Let's get bets, starting with Joe.
2.
And Brittany.
2.
Okay, Nick, what's the question in Star Trek?
Your question is, what name does Kirk call a Starfleet cadet in the bar, which Kirk is later called by the same person while being arrested on the Enterprise in Star Trek 09?
I love you.
I got to put them away. Okay, the rest are good.
At least we know what we're doing. It's not like we're hosting Melee and we're like,
Oh God, no! If I had a Melee question, and they were like, "In what movie?" I'd be like,
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. Let's go to Brittany
Cupcake.
and Joe.
Cupcake.
Both are correct. 33 to 35. The next category you can bet points on is the MCU. Let's get bets starting with Joe.
2.
And Brittany.
2.
Okay, your question in the category of the MCU. Which MCU film features the main villain actually gaining eternal life that they didn't have at the beginning of the film? Sounds like a drag.
"That's okay."
Although, I've been told the Miller High Life might do
Ooh,
that. I
big
only drink
fan
the
of
light. Too heavy on my stomach.
Do you not like the High Life?
It's just heavy. I can't drink 8 of them like I like to. You know, I kick back on a Wednesday night. 5, 4, 3, 2,
Repeat the question.
1. That's going to be Brittany's third repeat. Which MCU film features the main villain actually gaining eternal life that they didn't have at the beginning of the film? You're telling me that on a Wednesday night, you don't just kick back with like 8 beers, a couple tequila shots, and maybe like a taco and watch YLS?
You okay?
No.
Okay.
I'm not doing fine, man. I'm all right. That's a joke. I hate tequila, but I love Miller Lite. 5, 4, 3.
Repeat.
That is going to be Brittany's final repeat. The question again. Which MCU film features the main villain actually gaining eternal life that they didn't have at the beginning of the film? What's your you drink a lot of beer. Well, not a lot, but you drink beer.
Yeah, you drink beer. Big fan.
Did you drink any green beer this past holiday?
No, I stuck to the Guinness, and then
Oh, that's right.
recently I've been back into blueberry beers, and I like pouring the blueberry beer into a cup and putting some blueberries in.
Blueberry. 5.
I hate fruit flavored beers, but blueberry, big fan.
Repeat the question.
That's going to be Joe's first repeat. Which MCU film features the main villain actually gaining eternal life that they didn't have at the beginning of the film? Maggie has been on a blueberry kick for the entire time I've known her, actually. She's also been really into grapes lately. Bucky wants to eat them, but it would not gain him eternal life. It would kill him, I think. Is that correct? Yeah, that's correct. Apparently dogs can't eat grapes.
Oh, well,
Toxins and stuff.
oh, I would think it would be a choking
5,
hazard.
4, 3, maybe that too. 1. Pens down. We're going to go to Joe first.
Thor: Love and Thunder.
And we're going to go to Brittany.
Doesn't matter. I said Thor: Love and Thunder too.
You're right. It doesn't matter because that's incorrect. But even if you had gotten it correct, it still wouldn't have mattered. The answer is Doctor Strange, the first Doctor Strange film. So Nick scores 33-31. Is that what you have?
Yep.
Okay. What's the next category, Nick?
God, I hate using pen. All right. Your penultimate category you can bet points on is Law and Order.
Let's get bets starting with Brittany
2.
and Joe.
I'm going to take a risk. 0.
All right, here's the sitch. If Brittany hits this, we move on to the final question. If Brittany misses the question, Joe will regain the title. Nick, what is the question in Law and Order?
Your question is, what specific kind of location do Riggs and Butters first tell Roger Murtaugh that Butters is the father of Murtaugh's future grandchild in Lethal Weapon 4?
I think I'm going to start calling you Butters.
Okay.
Can you start calling me Margarine?
Sure. That's the Australian thing?
Isn't that just like a fancy name for butter?
Kinda, yeah. What am I thinking of? Vegemite?
Ooh.
I was thinking of Vegemite.
Or you could start calling me, I can't believe you're not butter. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. We'll go to Joe, who bet 0.
Dentist's office.
And Brittany.
Dentist office.
That is correct. We are all tied up. 33 all. 1 question remaining. And the category is Worlds of DC. Let's get bets. Starting with Brittany.
2.
And Joe.
2.
All right, Nick, here's the situation. Both players hit. Both players miss. We're going to sudden death.
Correct.
But if one player hits while the other misses, that player will be the champion.
Correct.
Your question in the category of Worlds of DC. Who is the first member of the Suicide Squad to kill someone at the Rebel hideout where they believe they are rescuing Rick Flag in the Suicide Squad? Not to be confused with Suicide Squad.
Correct.
Because without the, it is not cleaner. It's quite dirtier, actually. Is that the line? It's cleaner?
Don't know what you're talking about.
The Social Network. Drop the.
Oh, okay.
4.
I remember that.
3, 2,
Repeat
1.
question.
All right, that's going to be Joe's second repeat. Who is the first member of the Suicide Squad to kill someone at the Rebel hideout where they believe they are rescuing Rick Flag in the Suicide Squad? Bucky is running zoomies, as they say.
Zoom. What was that from? Where did I just pull that?
I don't know.
Was that Xenon, Girl of the 21st Century?
I don't know what that is. 5,
I think it was.
4, 3, 2,
Repeat the question.
1. That is Joe's third repeat. Who is the first member of the Suicide Squad to kill someone at the Rebel hideout where they believe they are rescuing Rick Flag in the Suicide Squad?
I'm stressed.
I know my water bottle is shaking because I'm shaking. My knees are. I'm tapping. I'm losing it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. We're gonna go to Joe first on this one,
King Shark.
and Brittany.
Sun Death. King Shark.
We're going to sudden death. King Shark is the correct answer. All right, Nick. So 1 repeat left for Joe. Both challenges are intact. It's 35 all. We're going into sudden death. So the first person to miss while the other hits, person who hits is the winner. Any questions from the players?
No.
All right. Then your first question in sudden death. Which YA character said the quote, "Anybody can kill anybody, even a president. You just have to be willing to sacrifice yourself. Has this ever happened?
To me?
No, the sudden death in the title match.
I would say yes, but I don't know.
Couldn't think of it.
Maybe Rizzy and Scully?
Oh, maybe.
Maybe.
5, 4, 3, 2,
Repeat the
1.
question.
All right, that's going to be Joe's final repeat. Which YA character said the quote, "Anybody can kill anybody, even a president. You just have to be willing to sacrifice yourself"?
Yeah, it did happen in Rizzy and Scully. I thought so. It was only but yeah.
Oh, it was the I know exactly what question it was now too. I can think. It was a bullshit question. I'm not gonna lie, I wrote it. It was a bad question, but
Right.
Congrats to Scully. It was a rough question. 5, 4.
Oh, that's right.
3, 2, 1. Pens down. Brittany
I said coin.
and Joe.
Finnick O'Dare.
Both incorrect. We were looking for Gale. Gale.
Oh, okay.
So you're
Right
Nick,
franchise.
what's next, Nick?
Your next question in sudden death. Who plays the villainous Nathaniel Burke in Steel?
Your thoughts on Steel? Not the film, but the object.
Useful.
Yes, I would agree.
We were talking about booty earlier.
Oh yeah.
When it's steel, that's great as well.
2, 1. Pens down. Let's go to Joe.
Judd Nils.
And Brittany.
Judd Nelson.
That is correct. So 36-36. Your next question. In sudden death. Benji attends an opera in what city in Mission Impossible Rogue Nation?
Just grabbing
Bucky
some
seems to be playing with some sort of rock item.
Hey,
Some
Tim,
sort of-
maybe shut up.
Okay. All right. I will.
All right. All right.
I'm just gonna sit here. Give the countdown. 5,
Go ahead.
4, 3, 2, 1. Pins down. Brittany
Yeah.
and Joe.
Vienna.
That is correct. Nick, what's next?
Your next question in sudden death. What is the first name of the blue bonnet that Johnny falls in love with in Make Mine Music? Don't mind me. Just panic.
This is your favorite film of all time, correct?
Love it.
Really? Love?
I actually made it.
What? I didn't know that was you.
Yeah.
I thought you looked old.
Well,
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. Let's go to Joe
Harriet.
and Brittany.
Alice.
And your winner, and still Fandom
Thank you,
Fight
Joe.
Singles Champion, Brittany Tapley. Alice was the correct answer. Nick, holy shit.
wow.
That was, we were just talking about it. Did it happen? Yes, very famously. Do you want to win or do you want to go to sudden death? But this, I think that was one question. This was a few. There were a couple that were close.
I didn't think their matches could get better, Tim.
Oh my God. It's 2-2. It's 2-2.
It's tied up, and that was the best one we've seen them play, which is really freaking saying something because that's insane.
It was tied the whole fucking time. And then
Tied the whole time, Brittany up out of round 1 by 1, Joe tying it in round 2, sweeping round 3 and round 4. Brittany risking a lot betting on that Fandom quotes question, and when she went down, that could have been the end of it, but coming back, I'm a little speechless because that was incredible.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's get into post-match interviews. We're going to bring in Mr. Holtzman and Joe.
God, Joe, listen, I know it's another loss to Brittany, but like this should feel incredible because I think some people were looking at the last match and thinking like, oh, Joe's time is over. And while Brittany is going to like continue on with that belt, I think you just proved that your time is far from over. There, I thought you had it at multiple points throughout. To go into that deep into sudden death and for Brittany to come out with it, I think is incredible, and it just shows that you two are two of the best to ever play the game. I know it's rough to be on this side of it, to be on the losing side of it, but you both just made history, and you'll forever be a part of that. So, how do you feel about the match overall? You're right. You will get another chance because now that you're tied 2-2, Brittany v. Joe 5, whenever it happens, is my most anticipated match ever. But how are you feeling about the match, Joe? I know there's got to be at least some feeling of bittersweetness, like how good you played versus not coming out with the win. But I want to hear your thoughts.
Yeah, that last match, like you said, I think there was both the rust there from the end of the last season. This match was very, very different, and yeah, I completely agree. I think it's definitely, it's the best of the four. I think if I had won that last match and I was still the champion, and this was the same questions going out throughout, I think I'd probably, as a champion, I'd probably bet at least one in Law and Order, and the game's done. As soon as I heard the question, I went, damn it. So I knew it. The thing that's really rough is that Make Mine Music is the only Disney movie in Fandom that is not available in the UK. It's an absolute kicker. I think I missed one it knocked me out of a Last One Standing once. It's just not available here. It's the only Fandom film I can't see. Well, legally. But that'll have to change. But so at the start of this match, Brittany is and has been a deserving champion. And there's no hard feelings towards that. It's a rough break. But once this tournament's over and the next title picture starts, we'll see what happens. Because I got time. That's why I didn't bet anything on Law and Order, because it's still new. It is what it is. But Brittany deserves it. Congratulations to Brittany. It's a rough one to take because it was in my hands.
Yeah, I think what this match has shown is that last match being as, I'm going to say, far apart as though it wasn't still down to the wire, but as far apart as it was a one-time thing. Like, these matches get closer and closer and better, and both of them, like, I'm sure if we look at the accuracy of these of today, they hit about the same, if not the same. It was an insane match through and through. Joe came back with a vengeance, and showed that he is still absolutely capable of hanging in there. There's going to be a fifth match. We can guarantee you that. And when Joe comes back, be ready.
So, yeah, we had this whole summer tournament to sort of watch through and watch other matches and train that way. So I want to say, a few years ago, I had a match that went very badly against one Robert Pupp. Got knocked out. Cody definitely remembers it. But when that match ended, I went away going, well, I've got three options here. I can either go, maybe this isn't for me, step away. I can say, I still have fun playing this game, so let's just have fun. Or I get to this. So Brittany's shown that the benchmark I set at the end of last season when I beat David has been surpassed. So it needs to be surpassed again.
I was going to say, I imagine that means that I know what your next goal is. Because, Joe, you and Brittany both have proven that anybody can reach this level. It takes a lot. It takes a lot of hard work. But, like, from where the two of you started to where the two of you are now, you've both been setting benchmarks higher and higher and higher. And you two are the two people that everyone's been chasing. I think in the future, when people talk about this, you and Brittany will never not be mentioned at the same time. You've set incredible things for people to aspire to achieve, and I think that's what's driving Brittany now. So, Joe, we will see you again. I greatly look forward to it. Enjoy your time off in the summer watching those matches. It's a lot more fun watching them as they appear as opposed to being
13-4 is still not too bad.
Not too bad at all.
Go watch Hot Fuzz, Joe. Grab a drink, watch Hot Fuzz.
Absolutely.
That's a great show.
Congratulations on a match well played in sudden history. Second time a title match has gone to sudden death as we bring in the winner of it. Brittany, I saw your little happy dance backstage. I'm glad you could get that out because that was a doozy. Absolutely incredible stuff. You took a huge risk betting on Fandom quotes. It didn't pay off for you, but like I say to so many people, like when you're down and out, a veteran player shows that they can still keep their head in it and just wait for the right time. And you found the right time. It went a little longer maybe than you or Cody's blood pressure was hoping it would go. But at the end of the day, you did it. It's your second defense. You've beaten Joe twice. You and just the story of you and Joe, you two are even now. I guarantee a fifth match will happen. Obviously, we can't force it to happen, but we don't really need to because when you and Joe are playing, it's kind of inevitable. Brittany, it's your second title defense. How are you feeling about winning it and the second ever title match to go to sudden death?
I have a lot of words right now. That was insane. It's crazy that both times I beat Joe, both times I had a moment where I just messed it up where I missed the 3-pointer in filmography last time. Then I come back and win it. Like what a wave of emotions I went through in both wins against him. I don't have a lot of words, guys. I'm super excited. Joe, he's amazing. We both make each other better, and this is why the best matches are me and Joe because we're the best and we make each other the best. So I look forward to part 5. I'll make sure I'm still the champion when he's back. I'm sure of that. I just feel great. I wish I had more to say, but this was
I'm sure
you talk
Cody
Cody. Yeah.
Yeah, it's good that you don't have a lot of words because I have a ton. Listen, there's a few things that happened. One, I was going to own the loss if it happened because I think as a manager in this league, you have to be the one to tell your player what to bet. I know they know themselves better, but you have to make that judgment call. And I let her make the judgment call of betting 2 on quotes. But as I kept telling myself, there are 4 more questions. It just takes him to miss 1, and he has before. So let's just do that. And when he decided to open the door for us and we decided to kick the damn thing down, it's just you don't give her an opportunity to tie. And he knew the answer. That's the thing. That's what the tournament event, that was exactly what happened. And we talked to ourselves. We're like, we might want to spin first. There was moves that we knew we shouldn't have made, but we made. He should have went first. He should have got that. We would have done it just as well. We would have killed Marvel as well. And we just little errors that we were making to ourselves during this match but the door was open. And in basketball, kind of the ball never lies. The free throws were still hitting. We were still making our shots. So we were still in this game. So it was going to happen. She's just awesome. She's confident throughout. She doesn't show it all the time because she gets nervous in situations. But she's I don't really want scores and soundtracks. 9 for 10. She gets in category situations that I have to have repeats. I just have to go to my board and make sure it's done. It just happens. Joe's a great player. Joe will never not be one of the all-time greats. He got me back to managing. He got me to manage Brittany at this situation. I've told Brittany how great she was. This is now our second defense. Now the next one, we don't have to face Joe right away, so that's nice. I'm really excited because I don't like these matches as much as the audience likes them. But she's just a dominant force, and she's only going to get better. And again, that first match that they had probably did not live up to the marquee name of both of them by standards of accuracies. This one, I think, make up for it. So yeah, super proud of her. Can't wait for more. And that belt ain't going anywhere in the 5th one. So we'll be ready for that time too.
Speaking of more, there is a lot of talk of Joe Brittany 5, and I'm on record now as saying I think it will happen. But you do have to go through a couple other things possibly in order to make that happen. Your very next thing, Brittany, you're going to be defending your belt against the winner of the tournament, the very tournament that got you your first title shot against Joe last year. So you'll have the winner of the Summer Series tournament. Literally, we've already announced it. One of 27 people could be your next challenger. So you obviously know of some people in that. I can imagine what your answer might be, but who in that tournament are you expecting to maybe see at the end?
I mean, Do I talk or do you talk?
The political answer, we'll want to see the Phoenix Club. Like Amaru, Jake, Tyler. It doesn't matter who comes out of that group. We want to see one of them because it's a win-win within the faction. If you want my honest answer, the easiest person lying in the tournament, whoever the 27 seed, I would gladly take them against Brittani. That's just my honest answer. And also, this will be the great news because I think if Joe comes back, he's not going to be automatically in the title match this time. So he's got to face a normal General Joe in a 3-round match, and that man hasn't played a 3-round match in a very long time in singles. So that could be the evening tool too. But no, either that, anybody in the tournament, I'm excited to sit back and watch the tournament and manage who I have to manage in that tournament. But it's going to be chaos. Triple threats are never fun for the managing side of it. But we'll take whoever out of that because she'll be ready. Because she won't be playing, she'll be studying. So
great. Well, Brittani, congratulations on your second title defense. And in my opinion, I think I've already decided, you versus Joe 1 was great. The triple threat, me, Tim, and Scully was great. I think I've already decided this is probably my favorite title match of all time. One of the best at the very least. So congratulations on coming out on the other side of it. And we'll see you in your next one. Tim. Put a title match size blow on it.
Ugh. Sorry, I had to call you. Fandom Fights 2023. Crazy shit. We'll see you guys with the tournament. We got it coming up. Like Nick said, 3 person matches, all tournament. Oof. Triple threats, I guess they call that. So it's going to be pretty crazy. Thank you guys for watching. It's going to be really fun to see the tournament and the frenzy coming up, and also just everything else that these players do. So thank you guys. Thank you to Nick for writing this one. I've been Tim. We'll see you guys next time. Bye.
And again, that's the hero gig. Part of the journey is the end.
Goodbye, old friend.
Kitty has to go.